Hi students, welcome to our CSEET marathon class for business communication. Okay, now before I begin and start with the topic, I want to first give you all an understanding that what will be covered in this marathon. Now, business communication, of course, it is a 50-mark paper. It is an important paper. There are 4 topics given in your module for this particular subject, right? There are 4 chapters. So, I am going to take you all through the summarized way of completing all the 4 chapters, right? Along with that, I am going to give you the important markings from your module. Your module is the best book to study, but sometimes it gets too much because there is lot of information given, repetitive information given in the module, because of which you feel that the revision gets a little time consuming, right? So we are going to make this marathon we are going to take this marathon in a manner wherein we will understand the important concepts. I will give you all the markings to be done from the module, and then you all can practice the MCQs given in the module itself. All right. Now, basically, business communication has always been a part of this CSET. It has been paper 1. Okay, and I have been taking this subject since the time it has been there. Okay, first it was foundation level, then they brought CSET, and then this communication subject was an important subject to be treated for the entrance level. Now, why do they give so much of importance to this business communication? Why is institute giving so much of importance and has kept it as a paper? That is because we company secretaries, we are professionals and we are expected to communicate with the business organizations in a professional manner. So, a lack of understanding things and writing the exams or writing or drafting any kind of work which is there, okay, for you as a CS, drafting a board resolution, drafting an AGM resolution or a notice, everything comes with your communication skills. So for those who do not know me, I am Fatema Kagalwala. I am a lawyer as well as a chartered secretary, and I used to teach this foundation level, CSEET entrance level, even in the institute. I am a practicing lawyer for the conveyance related matters, okay, and a rank holder for professional. So my teaching experience in all the 3 levels, foundation, that is your CSEET now, and your executive professional, is for more than 6 years now. Now, first I'm taking you all to the module which is given, the study material which is given, business communication. When you see your institute module, they have given you 4 lessons. First topic talks about essentials of good English, right? Second is communication, business correspondence, and common business terminologies. Now, when CSEET had started and business communication was the first paper at that time also, there were a kind of 8 topics in this. Now they have made it 4 topics. But all these 8 topics are still there. They are part of each topics. So in Essentials of Good English, you will also find enriching vocabulary. Okay, there is enriching vocabulary as well as comprehension of the passage and art of summarizing. This is all covered as your lesson number 1. Then concept of business communication and listening skills is your lesson number 2. Okay, it is your lesson number 2. Why lesson number 2? Communication is along with business communication. Communication is just 1 page, everything else is business communication in the module. Okay. Then we have also listening skills, which is a part of your lesson 2. Alright, even listening skills is okay. So based on that, you are going to select the words. Now, okay. Now, types of choosing the right word. See, You don't have to necessarily choose very high-fi and difficult words. Simple, familiar words. Okay. You should avoid using these jargons and words which are actually superfluous. Choose short words, it's fine. Select words for precise meaning. Use general gender neutral words. Okay. Then we have something known as synonyms. Okay, synonyms. Synonyms means what? Meaning the same. So say easy, simple. It means the same. Light, effortless. Okay, same meaning. Antonyms. Antonym is a word opposite. So soft drinks against hot drinks, soft color against bright colors, soft tones against weird tones. Right? Homophone. What is a homophone? The word homo means same. Phone means the sound. So homophones are two words that sound the same but they have a different meaning. So I can say two, number two or two. Okay. EIGHT, 8 and 8. There. In. So the words, though they sound the same, the phone is same. Okay, sounding is same but the words are different. Even the spellings are different and they basically have some different meaning. Okay. Then you have homonym. Homonym means what? Actually they are totally in the same sound. Okay. And they are also spelled the same but they mean different in different sentence. Okay. The best example is the word bear. Bear is one animal. To bear something is also a quality that you're bearing some rubbish going on. Okay. It can be a verb to tolerate something. Right. So homonym is something which is actually exactly the spelling is same, sound is same, it is totally same but they mean different in the different sentences. Then using a single word for the group of words, like handling those things which can be easily broken, fragile. Those who learn the subject for the first time as a hobby, amateur. Okay, so these are certain words. There are certain words which we misspell, especially absence, accommodate, where we forget if there is a double M or a single M. So those type of words which are frequently misspelled. So they will give you an MCQ and they will ask you the correct spelling. This is possible. Okay, they have done in past exam question. So spelling errors you should avoid. Okay, see this. Spellings and pronunciations. Then types of abbreviations you have some kind of abbreviations which we use, Mr., Mrs. For scientific terms we use abbreviations. Okay, we use abbreviations like for chemical solutions, etc. And phrases, it's a group of words, it's a part of sentence but it is never a complete sentence in itself. Okay. Then you have idiomatic expression belonging to particular subject. You have money, debt, business, warfare, sea ships. All this is just read. There is nothing much important in this. Then we have proverbs. Yes, proverbs which give you some meanings. Okay. Hope springs eternal in the human breast. Okay, one never lose hope. What is the meaning of that proverb? So it is there even in your module. Let me show you. There are certain synonym words which they have given. Please read this table. It is important. Antonyms table is also important. Mark it from your module. Okay. Then you can do this homophone. Examples of homophone and homonym from here. Okay. Then there are single word, whatever they have given in the module, please do all these words, read them all once. Okay, this chapter is important, okay, more than that noun and all these are, this is more important. Then we frequently misspell, see they have given you. What is the correct word, what is the correct spelling and how do we misspell it. So this is important, read this. You don't have to learn, once you have it, you know it. You'll be able to attempt it from the MCQ. Then all this is not important. Spelling errors, okay, fine. Abbreviations is also okay. Then we have these some items. You all can read this. not to learn everything, just read it once. Okay, because there are too many of them they have given you all. Okay, you all can just go through it once, nothing more. You'll be able to attempt it. Means if a sentence is given and they are asking you the meaning, you will be able to definitely attempt it. Okay, that's it. And this is just read. Money, debt, business, there are certain expressions given to particular subject. Warfare, sea, ships. This is only read. Then you have proverbs. Yes, proverbs. Please, this is important. Proverbs is important. Kindly do the proverbs and the meaning they will give you in the form of MCQ. You have to select the right meaning. Then you have certain foreign words and phrases. I'll mark it important for you. Latin, L. Okay, there are certain, means you will see a lot of phrases even in a law books, company law. Many things are coming from these phrases. Either there will be Latin phrase or French phrase or Greek. Okay, so if it is an L, it is Latin, G is for Greek, and F is for French. Okay, there are certain important phrases ab initio which are used as per law and we need to know. Ab initio means from the beginning. Ab origin means from the origin. Okay, then ad hoc. Okay, ad hoc means a body elected or appointed for a particular work. Then ad valorem is important. A la carte, like when you go to the restaurant, there's a card list from where you order the food, right? Then bon voyage, have a good journey. Then de facto, actual or in fact, de jure, from the law. Okay, these are important. Please mark them. Entrepreneur. Then ex officio. Okay, ex officio by the virtue of his office or status. S post facto, with retrospective action or force. Ipso facto, by the very fact or by the very act. Okay, modus operandi, the way of doing something. Mutatis mutandis, equal to, means if I will say with necessary, means basically if I say my chart book and my module are mutatis mutandis, same to same with some necessary changes. Okay, so rules will come into force, mutatis mutandis, with some necessary changes. Examples. Okay, these are the examples which they have given. Pari passu, by side by side. Okay, equally or equivalent. Pro forma, a document. Pro rata, according to a rate. Okay, then you have status quo, existing condition. Verbatim, word, vice versa. Viva voce, and oral examination. That's it. Okay, so this is all you need to do from all. This is not very important. And then you can do the examples, questions of the MCQs. They have already given the answers. Now I am taking you all to the comprehension of passage and art of summarizing. Okay, now basically in this, what are you supposed to do in this particular chapter? Comprehension of passage and art of summarizing. Okay, comprehension means what? The ability to understand what you listen or what you read. Comprehends. Okay, it is an exercise for improving or testing one's ability to understand the language. What are you supposed to do when any comprehension is given to you? Read the passage as fast as possible, but with proper understanding. Okay, read the passage for understanding, just not for reading it. Nobody is taking a reading test. Get thoroughly involved with the paragraph to understand it. Underline important lines, whichever you feel it is. Try to translate a complex line in an easy 1 hour on which all we don't have to do. Underline or mark the keywords. Try to understand some unfamiliar words. Okay, read it thoroughly again, the sentence, you will understand that word. Do not assume anything based on your personal belief. Read the questions and all the alternatives provided. Okay, so find the central idea which is there in the passage. What are they actually trying to say? There will be one. Focus on details, logical structure and the tone of the passage. Okay, so this is what you are going to do when you are going to get a passage. For this, you will have to solve these passages which they have given in your module. Read the passage, okay? Read a particular passage and then try to answer. Certain questions will be direct, but there will be some questions which are hidden behind the passage. You are trying to know what you understand with the help of the passage. So they might ask you a meaning of the word or meaning of the phrase. So you will have to read the passage and understand it. So they have given you these passages. There are good passages. You all can do it from here and you will be able, because not necessary they are going to ask you from here. Any passage can come. They might just randomly give you a passage and they might ask you 5-10 questions from that one passage. Okay. So comprehension of passage is what you all are going to do it from your module. All 6 passages are there. Solve all the 6 passages, okay? All 6. Solve all 6 passages. Alright. Now moving to the lesson 2, which is communication. Okay. Communication and business communication both. So now first, what is communication? Right? Communication, again it has come from the Latin word communis. Communis means what? Share. So it is, communication is a process wherein you are sharing some information. Like right now I am communicating with you. It is a process, right? I am sharing certain information. I am exchanging that information. From me it is moving to you. Okay, so it can be anything, expression of facts, knowledge, ideas, opinions, anything can become a communication. This same communication, when I use it in my business organizations, it will be termed as business communication. If I am using these communications for any commercial activity, either I am providing goods or services for the purpose of generating profit, it will be termed as business communication. As simple as that, right? So a communication added with commercial activity will become a business communication. Simple. So even in your module, if you see communication, they have given you what is communication, concept and its significance, and then immediately they will start with your introduction to business communication. Okay, so this is why I told you that the chapter has subtopics, right? Now, concept of business communication. First is, see, communication is always a two-way process. Right now I am communicating, you all are there with me and I am communicating this chapter to you. It is also an ongoing process. It is not only about the facts, but it can be of ideas, emotions, dynamic, goal-oriented, and it is an interdisciplinary science. Importance of communication. See, there is a lot of increase in size today of the entire genre, okay, everything. There is so much of competition, there is so much of people around you, there is so much of rat running race, there is specialization, there is growth, there is so much of movement, human relationships, everything. Okay, today we are staying connected through Instagram, Facebook, communicating over there. Okay, so for these reasons, communication is very, very important. What is the process? Communication of a process. You develop an idea, you encode it, you transmit it. Okay, so first you develop, you encode, and then you transmit. It is a two-way process, therefore there is some receiving person that side. They will again decode it, give you the feedback, and that is how it is going to work. Okay, now here noise is written because one of the barrier of communication is noise. Right now, for example, I was teaching here and there are some students who is making noise outside the corridor. So communication kind of breaks. Okay, there are a lot of barriers of communication. We had a internet failure while we were doing this virtual communication. So that we will come to it, but the main process is to have an idea, or say you need to have a topic in order to process it in a form of communication which you will encode, transmit. There will be a receiver from that side, decode it and give you the feedback. Now there are 7 important C's of effective communication. Okay. Clarity of expression, then completeness of information, conciseness of the message, concreteness, courtesy of the words, correctness and consideration for the receiver. So it is basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So 7 C's for effective communication. Our first one is clarity. Then it comes to be complete information and concise in the manner. It has to be concrete presentation. Courtesy of the words, correctness of the facts. Anything wrong, why would you communicate? And consideration for the receiver, what is my kind of my audience, right? If my audience are students, I will communicate it them to in that level. If my audience is board of directors, I will have to communicate to them in that level. If my audience are new to some topic, I have to communicate to them in that manner. So consideration for the receiver is very, very important. Based on all these 7 C's, okay, you will choose the right means and modes of communication. Right mean of communication. Okay, so depending on what is your organization, your size, how urgent is it, to communicate. So today when I wanted to take this lecture or do this marathon of business communication, obviously I had to, I am doing this on live on Zoom. Okay, so I had decided what will be my tool. How I decided my tool? Because I wanted to reach out to the maximum number of my students. Okay, so I had that in my mind. So the size of the audience, okay, how urgent it is. Okay, of course your exams are coming, so I want to take this particular lecture, okay, so that I am able to kind of help you all out in clearing or revising this chapter. And whatever you are communicating, you have to take the responsibility of that communicating, own it, okay, own what you are communicating. Then offer complete and relevant information, because if you are not offering a relevant information, basically you're breaking the cycle of the communication, right? Obtaining the feedback is also important. Once you say, suppose I have drafted one email, okay, and I have asked one query to the director and I post that email. Unless I'm not going to get a reply from that director, that feedback, my communication process is not complete. Think of the recipient. Who is your audience? Verbal or non-verbal communication? Okay, non-verbal, smiling, your expressions, etc. And repeat only if it is necessary. Do not judge. Don't make unfavorable commands, okay, or do not have that something about a person in your mind already. Okay, and rely on facts. It is rely on facts before communicating. Then there is one window which is known as Johari window. Okay, it is termed Johari. Why? Because it was done by Joseph and by Harry. Okay, Joseph and Harry, that is why it is Johari window. Okay, one of the most useful models describing the process of human interaction. So they have made 4 windows. In the first window, something about yourself is known to others also, and it is known to you also. So it is known as an open arena window. Even you know it and even others know it. Okay, so I am a CS professor. Others also know it and I am also knowing it. Okay. Then there are certain things which others know about you, but you do not known to yourself. Okay, not known to yourself. So say suppose, like say one of my earring is missing. So others know and I have not seen it. So others know it, but for me it is a blind spot. I do not know. Okay. Next one is also known to self, but known to self also, but unknown to others. Unknown. You know it for yourself, write it here, unknown to others. But others don't know it. Okay, fake. So say For example, you're going through some rough phase, and you know it by yourself, but others don't really know about it. Okay, you are about to crack some interview or get some good job, you know it, but others do not know about it. And then there is fourth window, which is a total unknown window. Even you don't know, even others don't know about you. Okay, so this is one just basic concept given about these windows. Arena which you know, others also know. There are certain things which others know about you, you don't know about it. Okay, there are certain things which you know but others don't know, and there are certain things which any of you all don't know. All right. Then there are types of communication. In your business environment, there can be internal communication and there can be external communication. Internal communication is it is a pillar for today's organization. It is very important to have internal communication. Okay, like I work in one firm, okay, wherein every day they are communicating something. Internally, they have a WhatsApp group, they keep on communicating that today the office timings will be so and so to so and so. Thereafter, there will be a meeting or a training session which will be held. So they keep on putting notices, they keep on putting certain agendas, they will keep on sending emails. Okay, so it is internally only for us, for the staff, for internally working in the organization. And external communication, obviously in today's world, and as a company secretary, I keep on communicating externally. Okay, externally to my people who are providing me services. Okay, or I am providing my services to somebody, I am writing an email, I had to draft a notice and send to somebody, so it is an external communication. Okay, external communication, audio visual, right? So external communication, internal communication, both are very, very important. They are the two important pillars of the business. Okay, now verbal, anything which is written or either it is in form, it has words. Okay, anything which has words, it can be in written form, oral form, audio visual like your TV. Okay, it is a verbal communication. And non-verbal communication has no words at all. There are no words at all in it. Okay, no words. But verbal communication has words. It can be in any form. But non-verbal, your physical appearance, how you are looking, or what is your facial expression, your gestures, your movements, eye contacts, okay, nodding your head, yes, no, all those are your non-verbal communication. Now, in an organization, the communication keeps flowing, okay, upward, downward, diagonal, horizontal. Now, downward flow, okay, all important decisions are taken on the top level. Then it is communicated in form of hierarchy to the lower level, right? So, you will have like top level management, then you have the middle level, and then you have the low level. So, downward flow. Upward flow, wherein some work from a low level person is moving up in the hierarchy. She goes to her boss, then her boss does certain changes and then goes to the up in the hierarchy, so it will become an upward flow. Diagonal flow, cross functional, okay, between the employees at different levels of the organization. Okay, it can be from a lower level to another, you can say from another department. Okay, at different, between employees at different levels of the organization, cross functional. I will show you, this is an example in the module. Communication is not there only now, it is horizontal communication. Horizontal communication, say the manager from the sales department is communicating to the manager from the purchase department or the accounts department. Okay, so now there is a production manager, purchase, quality control, sales manager. So if they are communicating, so they have the same hierarchy, but they belong to the different sections of that same organization. So then you have horizontal communication. And external business communication, from your office, the communication is moving out to the suppliers, to the stakeholders, to anybody outside, or to your regulatory bodies, government. Then it will be known as an external business communication. Okay, process of communication, so it will be there in our, this also, sender encoding the message. Okay, communication channel with receiver is there, will decode the message and give the feedback. So same thing which we had done. Then we have verbal, non-verbal, written, visual communication, visualization. Okay, so selection of the communication has to be dependent on what you are actually wanting to communicate. What is a verbal communication is important. Written communication, written, anything in form of writing. Okay, hybrid, written and verbal. Right now I'm writing also. It can be written, verbal and oral. Sorry, written and verbal communication both can be a hybrid communication, right? Verbal means oral. Then okay, this will come later on, communication network. Then you have organization. Of how will I choose my mode of communication? It all depends upon these 5 factors: organization and its policy, cost which organization can bear, nature of the message, distance involved, resources which are applicable in that organization. So now everything happens over a instant messaging and emailing. Okay, email, electronic mail. So you create, you draft and you send it. It is decoded, sent over the receiver, decodes it and sends a reply to you. So it has become the most fastest mode of communication. Even internally in the organization, intranet helps you send internal emails, because now everything is vast spread across the world. So if I want to communicate to one of my colleague who is not in Mumbai and sitting in Delhi, I can do it over the email, right? Then we have mobile phones, we have personal digital assistants, forums, news group, blogs, video conferencing, everything is available now. Okay, now communication network. Network vertical. It flows from the supervisor to the subordinate, from the subordinate to the supervisor directly. Okay, so it's a two-way communication. Circuit, there is a manager A, sent a message to a person B. Again, the person B has to give a feedback and goes to manager A. Again, there is some message sent. Okay, so under this network, 2 persons communicate with each other. In case of vertical, supervisor is communicating to subordinate or subordinate is communicating to the supervisor. Exactly, this is their hierarchy. Here the hierarchy of A and B can be same, but the communication process is happening 2 ways. Okay. Then there is a chain. There is one basic branch manager and communicating everything through their managers in that branch. So from A, communication is going to B and E. Then from B and E, it is going to C and F, and then from there D and G. And wheel, there is one particular manager who is communicating across to all the other managers in other branches. Okay, and the communication is flowing from there. And star network is exchange of communication across everybody. Okay, group communication, group discussions. Barriers of communication: lack of planning, false assumptions which we keep, ambiguity, you're not able to understand, judgments, distortions, etc. Okay, this is just nothing. And then ways to overcome the barriers. Okay, now in this only chapter, here we finished this vehicle network, characteristics and all, nothing. Digital communication, commonly used mediums. Okay, what are the communication channels? So in this we will be social media. This has become very important now. Okay, essential digital communication channels for business. Social media has become very, very important. This entire thing, okay, of how much of percentage of customers are using this, that, this all you can read. Email marketing was there before also, but now social media has crossed email marketing. Okay, it's become one of the first highest modes of communication. People communicate with each other in form of reels also. Blogs, websites, of course, everything was there even previously. Websites, videos, YouTube videos, right? Then external complaint channels which are there. Phone calls, in person, you can do the communication, customer services. Then you have a separate topic which is there given in this only chapter, listening skills. What is listening skills? Okay, basically it is one of the bases of communication. Okay, it is a process of understanding. First you need to listen. There is two different things, okay, listening and hearing. I can hear every sound, but what I am listening to is very important, right? So the purpose of listening is basically to specifically focus on the message, okay, without getting disturbed and having any preconceptions about that, to gain full and accurate understanding of the speaker's point of view and ideas, assess what is being said, observe non-verbal signals, show interest and concern, encourage the speaker to talk, develop selflessness approach, and to arrive at a shared and agreed understanding. Okay, so your listening skills is important. Why? Because in communication will break if you have not listened. Say if I'm verbally communicating to you, in person I'm communicating to you or over the phone, right? So it is important for you to listen. No, only then you will be able to give me a feedback, or only then you will be able to do that work and come back to me, right? So listening and hearing. Listening is the ability to accurately receive and interpret the message. Hearing refers to sound that enters in your ears. Okay, it is a physical process. Provided you do not have any hearing problems, etc., happens automatically. Means I can hear the birds chirping outside, though I want to listen to them or no, I have no choice. Okay, so types of listening skills. You have discriminative listening. Discriminative listening is first developed at a very early stage. Okay, comprehension listening. Multiple processes involved in understanding and making sense of the spoken lessons. Bias listening. You will listen only to selective topics. If something is not important for you, you will skip it. Evaluative. You make judgments, okay, of the speaker or what the person is saying. Appreciative. Appreciative, your behavior is something which you appreciate whatever the speaker is talking about. Sympathetic. You have an emotion attached to what you are listening to. Then you have an empathetic listening, the practice of being attentive and also responsive. Therapeutic combines sound-based intervention with sensory interrogative treatment techniques. Okay, there is some kind of a theory involved in your listening. Dialogic listening, it is an alternative to active listening. Okay, you just read the dialogues and means basically you try to read it and listen. Relationship, when we listen to a message, we tend to focus on what to tell us about our conversational partners and their feelings. And selective, again, you want to pay attention on some specific information, you will listen only to that. So there are types of listenings. Okay. Then active and effective listening. Active. Active listeners occurs when the listener attempts to understand as clearly as possible what the speaker wants to tell you, right? So then there is active listening. But effective listening is attempting to understand the perspective of the speaker. So you can be an active listener. You are sitting now, you are listening to me. But how effective it is? Were you able to consume all the matter which I was talking about? So there are types of listeners. Active, they can be effective. Evaluative listeners. Okay, they will assess the verbal content on basis of the words. Then passive listeners. Passive listening is one of the way to communicate where the receiver doesn't provide feedback. Means you all are just listening. There is no yes, no, we understand nothing. Marginal, superficial attention they will give. And non-listeners do not listen at all because they are generally not interested in the topic. Okay, there are barriers and principles to effective listening. This you all can read. Okay. Overcome the barriers to listening, read. Now coming to your module. Okay, in case of listening skills, I think I have completed everything. I have given you more than what is there in the module. All these barriers and all is just to read it, okay? And how to overcome the barriers. Conclusion, done. Now business correspondence. We are talking about communication, how we are going to communicate, what are the types of correspondences which happen in the businesses. It is important for us to know. Okay, now here. Okay. First most important business correspondence is a letterhead. Okay, good business letter. Business letter is something which is coming from a business and it is can be communicated internally or externally. Okay. Importance of these business letters are very important, right? Rather we witness that more softwares are available and helping us to improve and make it effective business letters. Like I have a business of my own. I have a letterhead. Okay, letterhead means what? It carries my logo. It has a tagline. It has my address. It has my telephone number, corporate office number, email address of the company. And whatever I want to communicate, or I want to send some invoice, or I have to send some notice letter, I send it in form of my letterhead. I type it on that and I send it. Okay, print it on that. So there can be a formal business letter. Okay, standard business letter for official correspondence. Informal business letters used for casual correspondence. Okay, language and the tone is very, very casual. Now layout of the business letter. Now letterhead needs to have reference number, you have a date, you can have special markings, inside address, attention line, salutation sir, madam, etc., or Mr. X, Y, whatever, subject heading. Okay, main body of the letter, and then you have a complimentary clause. Now this is important. If you have addressed it as sir, you will have yours truly written in a complimentary clause. Okay, if you are writing dear sir, yours faithfully. Yours truly will be only if you are writing sir. You are writing dear sir, then yours faithfully. Dear Mr. X or Mr. So and so, Mr. Sohail, Mrs. Sonakshi, yours sincerely. Okay. Then you have your signatory and enclosures if any and annexures if any. Formal and informal, fine. Blocked and semi-blocked are the two formats of the layout of the letters. Now what is this blocked and semi-blocked? Okay. This is, I think so, blocked format. So now this is my letterhead, Sundar Chemicals, registered office, phone number, email ID. Everything will be there on my left hand side in case of blocked. Everything is on my left hand side. My reference number, date, okay, person to whom I am addressing to, inner address, reference order number, salutation. Okay. Then whatever will be the body and the subject line, and then the complementary closure. Okay, closing clause, complementary clause. Okay, everything was on the left hand side of the letter. Semi-block form is there can be certain things on the left hand side and then on the right hand side. So basically on the right hand side you will have the date. Rest everything else remains on the left hand side. Then your reference order, this is your subject line. Subject line is in the center. Okay, here the subject line was in the left hand side corner only. So everything on the left hand side corner is blocked if the date is on the right hand side and the subject is on the center and you are adding your salutation, your complementary clause at the again right hand side, then this will become the semi-blocked form. Okay. Okay. Now, characteristics of a good business letter, obviously complete clarity, simple, accurate, sincerity, courtesy and the style. Okay, this is what is there is a characteristics of a good business letter. Then second one is the business reports. So we finished with the letters. Then we come to the business reports. Business reports, it is a part of your external communication also. What you have done in your quarter, you want to report it to your shareholders or to your stakeholders or regulating authorities, income tax department, your important reports. Okay, derived from the Latin word reporter means to carry. Re means back, porter means to carry. Okay, So the report has to be well ordered, the reader has to get proper information easily, must be as per the objective, make decisions and get proper data, and it can help in problem solving. So business report has 4 elements. Basically it has the executive summary, the body, what are the key findings, and then the conclusion. So say I have made an audit report. Okay, so it will give me the summary of my quarter's audit. There will be a detailed body, in which everything is mentioned, what all was done in the audit. Then the key findings, that what all findings, important findings are there, that there is this much of loan amount, then there is increase in the share capital, all findings will be there. And then conclusion, based on this audit, the auditor will give some or the other remark, okay, or will say that okay, there is no remark, the report is absolutely fine to me. So it will be a conclusion. Okay, then we have business reports. Then you have business messages. Okay, business messages like a message from a chairman of the company to the shareholders, employees, etc., sales purchase department, etc., anything, business message. Okay, so there are various messages. You can have a positive message, you can have a negative message. Okay, then there is persuasive messages. Okay, what is persuasive message? The audience is expected to need encouragement, you're trying to encourage the audience. Then we did the business reports, which was the second type, right? 4 elements, effective business report. Now coming to inter and intra-departmental communication. Inter-department and intra-department, okay, means from one department to another department. You can have 4 or 5 departments in big organization: legal, accounts, sales, purchase, technical, etc. So it can be an interdepartmental communication in the organization, or within that same department there can be communication. Okay, so now in that, the first one is a memorandum. So there are 4 inter and intra-departmental communications: memorandum, office circulars, office orders, and office notes. Now what is a memorandum? We'll do it from the module over here. Memorandum is also known as a memo. Okay, now basically what it is used for, your internal communication in the organization. Okay, memorandum is basically I will give you the example only directly. A specimen of the memo I will give you. Okay, now see this. There is one reference number, there is a date, okay, and obviously it isn't for the organization, so they have written the name of the company and the place is Bangalore. Now this is with reference to his request for grant of special casual leave. Mr. P. Sachadeva is informed that special casual leave has been granted to him for 4 days for enabling him to participate in the district level athletic meet. Okay, it is just a memorandum, it is addressing a specific person. Okay, signed by Ramesh Kumar, Administration Management, okay, to P. Sachdeva, Secretarial Department. So from the admin or the HR department, it has moved to the particular Secretarial Department. This is known as a memorandum, specific information about a specific person. Okay. Then they have given another memorandum, etc. Then they have given 2-3 examples of these memorandums. Okay, now office circulars. Circulars is always for large number of people, like how institute removes the circulars, timetable, etc. for large number of employees. You are not addressing it to a specific person like a memorandum. It is for a large number of employees. So now there is a circular which is kept. Date is there, circular number they have written. The manual of instruction, which was last revised in June 2017, is proposed to be updated. Constructive suggestions are welcome from the employees. Suggestions should be sent latest by 30th of April. So it is not to a specific person, it is addressed to common employees, to all of them, signed by the manager. Okay. Then there is a circular kept about telling about the punctuality, that the office timings have to be adhered. Any kind of non-discipline will not be taken, like can be taken, it can be actionable. So these type of specimens are known as office circulars. Then office order. Office circular and office order, basically the tone is a little different. Okay, see now this Mr. J.K. Saxena, okay, is transferred the regional office on the same rank and pay. He shall hand over the charge to the chief manager and report to the regional office. Okay, so it is not specifically to Mr. Saxena. It is an order given. It is in form of an order, okay, where a person is to be reported, what he has to do. So this is particularly in form of an order. That is why sometimes memorandum and order is kind of a like you kind of misunderstand it. You have a confusion. But no, office order is more in the form of an order only it is. Okay, and it will be not addressed only to Mr. J.K. Saxena. Alright. Then order posting a new recruit to a department. See, Shri Rajan Pillai has been posted to accounts department as an assistant account with effect from today. So you are basically informing the entire people over there that so and so person is to be, he will be appointed as an assistant account from today, right? So these are the office orders, and then we have office notes. Office notes is exchange of anything between two different departments. Okay, it is note of this type, okay, where there are two departments, 100% there are two departments involved. So see, it is from legal department moving to the administration department, right? So there is an additional stenographer needed, okay, because there is an AGM to be held to transact some urgent business. Therefore, 2 urgent board meetings are to be held. For that, they need an additional stenographer to be placed before it within a 1 month. So from the legal department, it has gone to the admin department, right? Then here from the stores department to the admin department about the stocks. So there are 4 important things which we have done. One is memorandum, office circulars, office orders and office notes. Very, very important. Please do this thoroughly from your module also, right? Then you have a management information system. Basically, this is a tool. MIS is nothing but a tool to keep all your data, information, etc. and to organize it, and it is a system. Basically, it is a system to manage your entire information, right? Management information concepts. Okay, major postulates of management information system, because MIS is a periodic exception based on demands, pre-specified and fixed. Information is provided by extraction. So there are certain softwares wherein you put all the info like Tally. Anything you need, you can get just extracted in form of a report. So the purpose of MIS has become very, very important in today's time. Okay, to report organizations' performances, future plans you want to do, exercise day-to-day control, different types of resources to be allocated, to allow management by exception, to develop a database for the business partner, to develop training tools, etc. So you have management, you have information and the system. So all these 3 are then explained. There are 3 levels of management: strategic, top, middle is tactical, and last is your operational level. Okay, management information system. Characteristics, basic requirements of management information system. You need to have a hardware, software, database, procedure, personnel to operate that, everything. Okay. Now coming to the concept of e-correspondence. This all you all can just read it. Characteristics, etc. Concept of e-correspondence. Okay, e-correspondence is everything about electronic correspondence. Okay, so the best is web, World Wide Web. Okay, or simple we say it web. It is a way of accessing information over the medium of the intermediate and information sharing module. And a browser. Okay, a web browser is a software which enables you to find and retrieve the data. So www.youtube.com. Okay, it is a browser. So web, say you have your Google, etc. The web is there. You have a Chrome. Okay, you can go ahead and you can download and read listen, do everything on that information. Everything can flow from there, right? Now, backward forward button is there in the web. Okay, tab button, address bar, recent history, refresh, stop, home, everything is available. And what is internet? Internet is important. Okay, it is a network of networks. Internet allows you to share these resources. Okay, so we are able to take this video lecture based on what is there as internet. We are able to connect with each other. Okay, digital signals, text, graphics, sound, video, everything is getting shared with the help of internet. So e-correspondence, commonly known as email, electronic correspondence is the most important mode of communication in business. Okay, email is commonly called as a process of sending and receiving a computer file by a computer and connected over with the internet. History of email. Email address can also be attributed to Tomlinson. He chose @ symbol to provide an addressing standard in the form of user host. Okay, that is why you have @ of Gmail, @ of Rediff, etc. This is why Tomlinson is called as the father of email, as the credit of this invention is given to him. So, what are the features of email? It is electronic, cost effective. Internet is now become so cheap. We have packages. Interface is very easy. Attachments can be done. Spam can be controlled. Signature can be attached to your email. Searching, cloud storage is on the email. Everything what we save on our Facebook and Insta, it's on the cloud. It is not getting saved on your phone. Changes at the workplace, it becomes email. Email is so simple today to communicate. So you send email, you have drafts, you have a spam section, you have a trash section, you have template sections. Okay. So there are certain email etiquettes you are supposed to follow. Like if you would have been doing a proper communication face to face, you would have followed. Similarly, you are supposed to follow these type of, like, you have to mind your manners, your tone. Okay, be concise in what you're writing in the email. Sound very professional. Correct spelling, proper grammar, and wait last to fill the to address, because you've already put the receiver's address to. Okay, it has happened with me. Okay, I had already filled the address over there. I wrote everything, subject, I wrote the body. I forgot to put an attachment, and the email was sent. So last, everything you finish on the email, and last you come to the to address to whom you want to send. And intranet means within, internal. Okay, so in the office where I work, there is an intranet, okay, which is working only for the people who are working and connected to the office computers. So if I am able to see a particular file on my computer, all my colleagues also sitting otherwise in any other department can also see the same file. So it is like a server, common server, in which you can, across anywhere, in India they are sitting, we can both open the same file and see that, okay, yes, what is written in that. Okay, so it improves your workforce, time, communication, your operations, very, very cost effective. Looking at today, the entire scenario of like so much of competition, and there's so much of growing specialization. It is very, very easy to have this intranet, and it is almost there in all the organizations. Okay. Then features of an email account is important. Please go through this from here. Okay, electronic mail system. Then all this is repetitive, constantly it is being repeated. Email etiquettes, which we did. Advantages. Okay, managing email is very easy. It is fast, it is inexpensive, it is easy to filter, and transmission is secure and reliable. This they have again explained it. Okay, then disadvantages also are there. Then we have intranet, as I told you. Benefits of intranet, advantages, and the difference between internet and intranet. This is important. You all can do this from the module. Okay, important. Here. Then extranet. Okay, it is a private network that uses internet technology and public telecommunication system. Okay, to share the part of business operations and informations with suppliers, vendors, partners, etc. Okay, so an extranet can be viewed as a part of a company's intranet that is extended to the users outside the company. Okay, it has also been described as so extranet is also there. Extranet is a tool to share certain information. So you can have your specific, you can have an app, etc., wherein you can share the information externally. So, like say Jahangir Tutorials is an app. You are able to share. We as professors are able to share the information externally to you. Okay. So extranet is owned either by a single or many organizations. Intranet is by that single organization itself. Whereas in this security is implemented through a firewall. Okay. Extranet is managed by many organizations. Like say Gmail is an extranet only, na? It allows you to send emails externally, right? Then anybody having internet facility, I'm having laptop, I'm accessing Gmail, you are having a laptop internet, you will also be able to access the Gmail, right? And the last lesson is lesson number 4, business terminologies. Now there are certain common business terminologies which you are supposed to do. I will just give you the marking. Okay, acceptance, bill of exchange. Okay, then you have act of God, adjournment, adjudication. All this why? Because from the legal point of view it is important for us. Affidavit, allegation, allotment. This almost all these words you must be knowing. Why? Because you all have done law, no, along with these marathons. Okay, all the other topics you all have already finished. So then reading this common business terminologies is not going to be very difficult for you. Okay, arbitration, arrest, asset. What is an asset? Okay, then attorney, action, bad debt, bail. Almost everything is only important. Then balance sheet, bank statement, we all know what it is. Bankruptcy, break even point, buy and sell agreement. Then you have capital. What is the capital of a capital expenditure, cash discount, caveat emptor, collateral. Then you can do contempt of court. What is a credit note? Others are very simple. CRISIL, Credit Rating and Information Services of India Limited. Then you have CRR, cash reserve ratio, debit note, debt and equity, dematerialization. What is a depository? We all know what is depreciation. What is a derivative market? Discounted bill, documents of title, domicile we know, draft, earnest money, EBIT, earnings before interest and tax. Then earning per share, escrow account. Okay, ex parte, face value, FEMA, FICCI, fiduciary, financial statements. Then gap, we all must have done that also in case. Okay, what is a goodwill, gross profit, grievance, guarantor, habeas corpus, hire purchase, hypothecation. Then International Monetary Fund, International Accounting Standards. All this is easy. Injunction, insider trading, intellectual property, IPR. Okay, then inventory invoice, jury, letter of credit, libel, defamatory material in recorded form. Okay, then license, litigant, MCA's Ministry of Corporate Affairs, MOA, merger. Then all these are, everything you can read, but these are important, so that is why I'm making all mark. Out of pocket expense, overheads, overdraft, patent. What is a patent? Petition. Okay. Plea, plaintiff plea. What are pleadings? Then price rigging, price brand, prosecutor, prospectus. What is a proxy? Quorum of a meeting. Then record date, repo rate, SEBI, scam, secured loan. What is a share? Share certificate, shareholder, stamp duty, stock exchange. What is a summon? Trade discount, underwriters, then venture capital, VAT, winding up, working capital, wolf. Then you have writ, petition, zero coupon bond. So they have also not given everything, whatever they could manage it they have given, but this almost all you must have done through from your different subjects. Okay. And lastly, I have made this one pointer notes, okay, wherein certain things I have just based on what all they ask in the exams, I have given to you all in this topic forms. Okay, so it is there with me. I have already shared, I think, on the group. You all can even refer to these. Okay, so one liners are there, certain important, even if 5-10 MCQs are asked from this, you can obviously go through it. Okay. Is there anything, any doubt, anything you all want to ask? So you can. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.